I tried to pick highly interesting material for them to read. I think this is critical, because if they're engaged in the material, they'll be far more likely to read. Another thing that I did was to give them plenty of time to read independently. I liked them to have the chance to read on their own, but I also wanted to make sure that they were actually reading. So usually what I would do is to give them a certain number of double entry journal entries I wanted them to do for each chapter. And a double entry journal, generally I had them just copy a phrase or a sentence from the text, and then on the other half of the page to write their personal response to that. What did they think of when they read that? What personal connections did they make? Or text-to-text connections, what were they thinking of? It took a little time for me to get them not to tell me what it meant. They wanted to give me the interpretation or a paraphrase. And I really wanted them instead to interact and respond to text. And so when they had something they enjoyed reading, they would typically enjoy doing their response journals. Typically it would take about a month to have the whole class able to do response journals effectively. And I would just have to take it the first few days, taking the students who had completely understood the concept and having them put some responses on the board, and also some non-responses, so that we could look together at the responses and decide whether it was a response or a non-response. And we do this almost day after day until they completely grasped it. And this is like any strategy. But once we were doing that, I found the response journals extremely valuable at encouraging students to interact with their text. And as long as the text was interesting to them, that was a good thing.